Okay, perfect. Hey guys, Lund here with a quick video. I want to show you some timings on how you can get easy picks on short. I mean how you can get easy picks on a lower. So this is the timing with a good spawn that a terrorist can get into lower. So if he starts the time here and he just runs as fast as he can, I could have probably gotten a little faster over that bump over there. And I go down here. This is with a good spawn. I can probably be here at 144. If I didn't, like 144, 145. And what I want to show you is that if you're a CT and you jump correctly on this box, you jump once, you jump twice, you boost some teammates, you boost two teammates up here, they do the same thing, once, two, three, four, they get up here. The first teammate, he runs to this spot. You can actually get there before, you can actually look into lower with an AWP before they are out lower. So this is in the beginning of the round. You need to be like rushing out to the timings. You just have a guy with a rifle standing here, watching a catwalk, because that's the only thing he can really watch from here. And while he's standing here, he can just actually be standing up.
Terrorists win.
While his he can be standing up while his teammate is I'm gonna show you right now. While his teammate is jumping on top of him, of his head, with an AWP. So start money, restart game.
We will defeat the mercenaries.
Wait, freeze time. 5. Start game 1. Yes, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna show you right now how to do it. So if you're a counter-terrorist and you boost up like that, you boost up with 2 jumps instead of 3. Some people, they come all the way over here, then they jump once, they jump twice, or 1, 2, 3 times. You can actually just jump 2 times up on this box, should be sufficient. So try to practice jumping on this box. What you should be doing here, yep, and then you boost 2 teammates up. First guy with the rifle puts himself right here, and if you have like a teammate standing right there, maybe like so, you can just come running with the AWP and you can jump on his head and scope into lower instantly, and you have this angle, and you actually have it exactly the same timing that he comes out lower. Maybe even like, and that's only if he has the best spawn and you have like a regular spawn. This is about the same timing. If he doesn't have the best spawn and he's not headed for lower like super quickly, then you will be here before he gets out lower, and he won't expect anyone boosting because you haven't done it before in the round, and he comes out here and he's dead. And this is what you want to try to do with this boost. So this is one way of being like a CT player. Note how this boost from lower is weak from catwalk. They can get up close and shoot you in the face. This is like supported by a mid player watching catwalk, killing anyone on catwalk, preferably with an AWP, or he could be like just, you know, spotting catwalk with a rifle, killing them. But you need to have a guy here, same time you have the boost up there. So this guy on picking catwalk players, he's or picking mid players in general, he's vulnerable from lower. So these guys need to be boosted the same time that you have the guy on the middle. And if the guy middle falls back, you need to fall back from catwalk again as well. And if the guy catwalk falls back, or the guys catwalk fall back, you need to fall back from the middle. You can't be there without the help of each other. So otherwise it will be really tough for you. This setup is nullified by the Xbox smoke. If you have if they do an Xbox smoke, you can't really do this. And some people will do it early, some people won't. But in most pucks, a lot of people won't be doing this flash. And what this flash does from top mid is it's coordinated with the lower player. So when the flash pops, he goes out of lower. What it needs to do is it needs to like it needs to pop over lower here, so that when he's boosted up here, he'll be wide. Preferably it should like explode right over lower, but that's like yeah, depends on how big of a step you take. But whatever. So this is one way of playing CT. What you could be doing afterwards is you could fall back to this spot and this spot, or this spot and this spot. And this guy here can even hide, and his friend take first contact and he peek out. Then he can fall down. So this is if you decide to take catwalk as a CT setup. But if you decide to take long, which is more common because a lot of people actually do the Xbox smoke, and a lot of people don't fall for the trick lower, like they in scrims at least they set it up with this flash, so the guys can come out lower, so he will be white, or it will just throw the Xbox smoke and go cat right. Then it's not all of a sudden such a good spot anymore. It's harder to hold catwalk than it is to hold long. So what you want to be doing in the beginning is you want to have 3 guys going towards A and 2 guys going towards B, and the 3 guys A are rushing for the long timing. They want to get here fast as possible, faster than the T's, and 1 guy want to be steady posted, holding the angle, while his friend behind him runs down into pit. Then you want to have the 3rd guy sitting here, either between the posters or in this poster. Like, it doesn't really matter. Just aim on this sign, on the little logo, and you throw here,
I'm throwing a flashbang.
and it will explode behind them, and it will make them, so that they can run here and not be flashed, but anyone peeking out on them will be flashed. So you want to time this flashbang with when you peek out, and when you do that, you can get the easy kill, and then you put 1 guy in pit. After you have the 1 guy in pit, this guy's job is done. We took pit. This is all over, right? So he goes back to car. From car, his job is to watch short from up here. I mean, watch cat, watch elbow, if they come running here, and shoot them like that. And also, if the pit player spots anyone coming out long, he can hide in pit. He doesn't have to take the fight pit. They have to go out and commit, and at the same time you can take first contact. So this is sort of like this can be done because the 3rd guy with the flash, who threw this flashbang, after he throw the flashbang, he goes back into middle. He's like a mid player now. He's like in CT spawn, watching if they listening for lower, watching if they commit here. He can maybe be a little bit aggressive here, like scope up if he has an AWP on this angle, like this close little peeking hole, whatever thing. What do you call it? Like the small crack, right? But his main job is pretty much to be the rotator, because if they go B, he shoots them in the back in the mid to B smoke. If they go A, he comes up here, helps holding catwalk. If they go long, he comes up here, helps holding catwalk. So if they go long, this guy is in place, he's holding short, like he's calling out for short, for example. He could be doing that. He could even, if he has time, he can rotate all the way up here, and just hold like short like that. Depends how long time is left in the round, right? If they have to commit to A, he will be the rotator standing here. But if they're not, he'll probably be standing here shooting heads. What you can be doing is that this guy on car doesn't have to worry about short anymore. Now he can play this spot, and he can take first contact. As soon as he starts shooting like an enemy, they will be so far out that this guy can peek and have easy kills in front of him. They will not be focused on pit because they just got shot by they just got fired upon by an AWP on car. So this is called peeking on contact, or taking first contact. The guy that is closest to the fight generally doesn't want to be the first one taking contact. You want to lure them out. Like, you want to imagine that they're like going into a trap, and when they go out into the trap, and your friends start shooting, you peek out and you have easy kills. You can get 2k, 3k by doing this, just because they're focused on this AWPer. And you gotta think, what's hardest for the terrorist? Is it hardest to just come out here and take a one-on-one with a counter-terrorist, or is it harder that he knows he could be there, he has to clear all these angles, another guy could also be there, and as soon as he comes here, there's an AWPer on car, and he's focused on car, and then the guy peeks out and kills him. This is how you should be thinking as a counter-terrorist. This is also why a lot of CT teams, they'll be doing they'll be doing these smokes if they go long. Not that they really want to go long so often, but if you throw these two smokes, what you're doing is, like, I mean, I know I'm not throwing them perfectly and there can be gaps and so on, but it doesn't really matter. You can even just make it so that you only have this corner smoke if you're like low on smokes. You can peek this before you peek car, and that's the whole point of it. So that's if you want to take car. I mean, that's how you want to set it up on the A side. The guy in CT, what would his role be if they went B? If they went B, the terrorists went B. I mean, generally speaking, after like generally from the beginning, I would have two guys inside the B bomb site. There would be one guy watching the tunnels, and then there would be one guy with a knife, just spotting here, spotting for any smokes or flashes coming out mid, any mid to B smoke landing, any guys walking out into B. As soon as he sees anything, this guy, or as soon as the you know, the tunnels player sees anything or smokes start coming out or something, this CT player, he's the rotator, right? He needs to be focused on playing here, or maybe jumping up on this box already, for the mid to B. So, whoops. So he will always be where the action is. He will always try to help where the action is. So can't do this today, like so. So as soon as this guy spots anything, as soon as he spots people coming out and committing to the top mid, like this, he stops, smokes the doors, and he goes under the window, either here or here. It will be the easiest frags of his life when people come out of this hole. At the same time, this tunnel player, I know if he would be focused on here, like they would probably have to watch multiple angles at once. Like someone should be watching if they push the smoke, but you should have reaction time for that. I mean, you should just be able to watch it without black bars or something, like focusing on here, checking it once in a while. I don't know how you would do it, but someone needs to be checking whether it's this guy or this guy close to the box, so he's not vulnerable from here. He can check here, he can check here, check here, check here. I mean, if you check tunnels and they're not executing tunnels, if you can see into tunnels, you don't have to check it every 2 seconds. You can check it every 5 seconds, 8 seconds, because you would either be able to hear them run out and give you the info that way, or they would have to walk, and then you can just check every 10 seconds. So this is how I would hold B as a counter-terrorist on default, with these roles. One, obviously, the one with the long take, obviously being the weak point if they go up catwalk, but that's actually how you want it to go. You want them to plant on A, you don't want them to plant on B. That's why you have such a heavy B setup with two guys inside the bomb site. A is easier to retake than B. You're more focused on one angle than on B, where you can come out of a hole or a window, and like you have to watch far left, you have to watch far right. So if you're a terrorist, to counter this, when you have the Xbox smoke and you went up catwalk and you haven't faced anyone yet, you should be assuming that they're playing from either the rotator down here, or the rotator's already up CT. There should be a guy car, there should be a guy pit. Unless you have like killed someone in the beginning of the round, you can maybe assume that they don't have one pit, or they're only playing from the side. I don't know. What you would be doing is you want to be throwing two smokes. You want to throw this one,
I'm throwing smoke.
and then you want to be throwing this one.
Smoke.
And what that will do is it will allow you to jump down and focus on the AWPer. There's also a smoke that I saw maybe SK throw yesterday that landed about here, and I don't really know how to throw it, but if he's up here, I don't even know why anyone would throw that. I mean, obviously there's a point with a pro team throwing smoke, but he can stand up here and still kill them from car. So maybe only if he stands from the corner here that it will, block him. maybe it will help them plant on the sides. Just fight the car guy, not fight the pit guy. Maybe that's the point of it.
Throwing smoke.
That the pit guy is blocked off. That's probably it, and they can plant like
I am planting the bomb.
maybe they can plant here. I don't know. But that's the 2 smokes I would be throwing from short that you really need to know. So that's all for Dust2. Hope it helped.